Hi, this is Andy McClure. This is the second video in our mini course to help you get a more consistent flow of clients. If you haven't already checked it out, I encourage you to start with the first video. In that one, I describe how to create a more effective marketing message because that's really the fastest path to getting better results. Just keep doing what you're doing, but do it more effectively. Okay, that's what we'll cover in the first video. So I encourage you to start there. Of course, the next logical question after you have a message that works is, well, what strategies should I use? How should I get the word out about my business? How should I convert more of these prospects into real leads and new business? And while that's a really important question, and we do cover in this video how to pick the quote-unquote right strategies for your business, especially if you have a professional services practice, an individual practice, a small business, this video is right for you. But there is a second issue behind that question. When somebody comes to me and says, I don't know what strategies I should use or which ones are the best, it also usually signals that something else is going on. Usually signals that they may be experimenting, hopscotching around from one thing to the next. Sometimes I call it marketing ADD. Well, this doesn't seem to work. Let me scrap it. Let me try something else. Looking really for a shortcut, looking for the quote-unquote right answer. And this kind of jumping around has a bigger negative impact than actually picking the right strategy. Commitment is really, really critical to getting results. That's why I love this quote from C.J. Hayden, the author of Get Clients Now. It's not so important what you choose as it is that you choose. And what she's talking about here is marketing strategies. Overall, even with all this technology and new techniques that are coming out, the strategies available to us have not really changed that much over time. Some of the ways that we can go about them are changing, and that's all the more reason that we should commit to a few strategies and really stick with them. We have to give ourselves time to come up the learning curve, to translate what we're doing from one technique to a new innovation or a new social media site or something that comes out within that strategy. So give ourselves time to come up that learning curve and become effective. It's also important for momentum with our prospects and other people that we've come to know over the years. Simple example would be email marketing. Somebody did that for a while, was committed to it for a while, and then felt like it wasn't really producing results and figured, well, maybe that's passé. I got to move on and try something else. Well, you may have, if that was you, you may have had people on your list who were just getting warmed up, really just becoming interested in hearing from you. And more than likely, you were just getting better and better at it over time. And now those folks are lost, right? So commitment to these strategies is really even more important than which ones you pick. So real quick in this short lesson, we will give you some guidance to pick strategies that will work for your business. A little bit more detail in the worksheets below, examples, for example, of the tactics that would fall under those strategies. Second thing we'll do is help you identify where you are stuck in the marketing cycle. We all have a requirement and a challenge to have our businesses more visible to people that could use our service or product, but to also follow up, work those people down the funnel all the way to closing sales. More than likely, you're involved in every aspect of the marketing funnel. It's not really something you can totally hand off to somebody else, right? So while we have to do all of those things, there's likely a bottleneck somewhere in there that if you concentrate your efforts there, you're going to get the fastest and biggest bang for your buck. So go through a real simple exercise to help you identify where you should concentrate your effort. And finally, with those two things selected, strategies that you'll use, place in the marketing funnel where you'll concentrate your effort, will help you identify what's missing. What are some missing collateral pieces, knowledge, information that will unlock the potential of those strategies. Okay, so that's the quick agenda for this lesson. So borrowing directly from Get Clients Now from CJ Hayden, I'm a licensed facilitator, so I'm just sharing some of the information that comes out of this program. On the left side, we're going to go through some of the strategies available that are more high touch. If you offer a higher priced, very personal service, so consulting, for example, where you're working directly with the client and they're kind of buying you and your expertise, then the high touch strategies on the left are going to be important for you to incorporate in your marketing portfolio. On the other end, low touch, if you offer a service that's more of a commodity, perhaps a lower priced service, then volume is more important. You have to use strategies that will bring greater visibility. And so we'll go through a couple on that end as well. So let's go through these. On this left side, direct contact and follow-up. When people see that, first reaction is, oh no, cold calling. And yes, that does fall under there, but there are many other ways to approach direct contact and follow-up strategy. Even email marketing falls under that, right? If over time you've accumulated a list of people that have opted in to hear from you and they fit the profile of individuals or businesses that you could serve with your company, then that's direct contact, keeping in touch with those folks who could become clients. The yellow boxes here just express what the benefit is of these particular strategies. So outreach is just getting in front of prospects who could buy your service. Networking and referral building, especially for a professional service, is almost a default. You know, I could pre-check this strategy as something that nearly everybody should use. The benefits are a combination of outreach and credibility, right? You have a third party when this gets in motion and is working right, a third party that refers you to a potential client is expressing their endorsement when they do that. So you're getting some credibility along the way by using this strategy. Tactics that fall under here are ones that are pretty easy to think of. Joining a networking group, attending networking events like mixers. But you can get more creative from there. This could involve creating your own group or just having a short list of complementary professionals who serve the same types of clients that you do that you have lunch with every quarter, you know, individually, kind of just your short list of people to really nurture relationships with, and on and on. Lots of things could fall under the strategy of networking and referral building. In the middle here are some really interesting ones that blend this credibility with visibility. Public speaking, a little bit more volume involved than direct contact. It's a one-to-many strategy when you get up in front of a group. And just by being at the front of the room, unless you completely, you know, stick your foot in your mouth, you have some credibility. You're up there as an expert who's been asked to address this group. Writing and publicity, very similar. If you're able to have your articles as a guest blogger on an important blog site, then you're getting that endorsement. There's some credibility built into this. If you have a newspaper column, you know, a guest spot in a local paper, again, you have some visibility and credibility. Tactics that fall under here are even just the things you can think of, writing your own blog. Publicity could be getting interviewed by somebody in your area or in your line of work, right? So perhaps you have background or experiences that would make you a good interview candidate. At the low touch end, promotional events, so this could be having a table at a expo or trade show, could be putting on your own event. That's not a public speaking kind of a thing, but just a bigger event. And finally, advertising. So these are just pure visibility. This is, again, if you have perhaps a lower priced or more of a commodity type of service, you just want to get in front of a lot of people. Advertising could clearly now include online advertising. You know, pay-per-click could be advertising on very specific websites that attract the types of companies that you can work with or types of people that you could work with. But even direct mail would qualify as advertising, right? You're just getting the word out to a broad array of people and waiting for the responses, just dealing with the responses. So the task here is to pick 2 to 4 of these strategies and commit to doing things on a regular basis, even on a weekly basis, that fall under each of those strategies. So again, the way I want you to think about these things, if you have a higher priced, very high touch service, then you want to lean toward the things on the left side of the spectrum. If you have a lower priced item or service, make sure you at least think about the things on the right-hand side. In the middle is fantastic. You can think of people like business coaches, even if it's a lower priced service. Maybe you offer just pure coaching on a monthly basis, so you do need lots of clients, perhaps a few dozen clients. Well, public speaking at least is a one-to-many strategy. Okay, so I've got some more ideas in the worksheets that you can download below of what tactics would fall under here, but the thinking part for you right now is to pick 2 to 4 of these 6 strategies that you'll commit to. The next question then to answer for yourself is, in your business right now, where is the bottleneck? Where are you stuck? If you're relatively new in business, then it's probably filling the pipeline. You probably don't have enough contacts and prospects and visibility, or there aren't enough people aware of you in the market. So you should concentrate on filling the pipeline. If you're somebody who's been around for a while and you have a big database of people that maybe you've lost touch with, or you have a stack of business cards from all the events and networking that you've been doing, then you're likely to get the best bang for your buck by concentrating your efforts on following up. How can you nurture those relationships or get in touch with those people more effectively? Okay, you get the idea. If you're have a lot of people that you've made contact with, but somehow it's just not translating into real conversations about your service, then you want to concentrate on getting sales presentations. There's something about the way that you're getting the word out there that's just not making that leap. It's not translating into sales conversations. So you want to pick one area here and concentrate your efforts. So armed with those 2 things, again, you may need to think about these, but I wanted to give you the overview of how to go about this, how to use the worksheets effectively. Now we want to help you pick what ingredients might be missing. So what's holding you back from succeeding with the strategies that you've picked? Simple way to do it is just keep asking this question of yourself over and over again. Why can't I fill in the blank? That first blank is the aspect of your marketing cycle that you're concentrating on. Why can't I fill the pipeline using public speaking or using networking and referral building? What comes to mind that's keeping you from being successful? Now, in some cases, you may already have everything you need. You may be able to run out the door, just recommit to something maybe that you've kind of fallen back on and get going. But there's a good chance that there's some missing ingredients. So let's just take this example here. Why can't you fill the pipeline using public speaking? Well, the answer to that might be, I don't have a list of organizations to call and offer to speak, offer my help. So that missing ingredient would be a list of organizations that might want you as a guest speaker. You can't get busy contacting groups until you have a list that you want to work from. Another way you can ask this question is, why aren't I? Right? So maybe it's not a can't, but maybe why aren't I filling the pipeline, in this case, filling the pipeline using networking? And the realization might be that my elevator pitch just isn't working. I've been networking for 2 years. The results just aren't there. I think I need to rework my elevator pitch. So the missing ingredient might be knowledge. It could be even self-confidence. You might have to work on your self-confidence to go out and pursue one of these strategies more effectively. So repeatedly, and the worksheet will help you do this, ask this question several times of each strategy that you've selected. Why can't you blank, fill the pipeline, get more sales presentations? Okay, so what to do next? Select those 2 to 4 strategies. Remember, it's more important that you choose than it is what you choose. Pick things that you know are important for your kind of business, but also that you'll do, things that you're more likely to do. Figure out where you're stuck, what aspect of the marketing and sales cycle needs the most attention right now. Identify at least one missing piece, a missing piece of collateral, of knowledge, of information that will help you be more effective in those strategies that you've picked. Okay, so up next, the third installment of this mini course to help you get a more consistent flow of clients. We'll talk about how to create a doable marketing plan and stick to it. So these are some of the ingredients, the plan, the selection of things that you'll do. Next time we're going to talk about how to get into action and keep up with it. If you have any questions about this video or the prior one, please use the comments section down below and I'll be sure to answer. Thanks.